Today, I thought I would do a short little talk about, I call them transitions. It's what you say verbally, or sometimes what you do, or blocking the transitions that go in between songs, or sometimes just set up an introduction for somebody else to come on the stage and join you, or to take your place on the stage. And a lot of times, what I find is people go back to something familiar. They say the amazing, the wonderful, or please welcome my BFF, or please welcome my friend. And they don't go beyond that to think of something more creative, to think of maybe something funny. So I thought what I would do is start with a list of 10 words to replace the word amazing. And I spent 5 minutes Googling. Well, actually, I'm on ChatGPT and I just asked it some questions. So this is what I've come up with in 5 minutes. So as you're practicing in your transitions, and I tell this to everybody, I said, really, I write out all of my transitions and I practice them, and I think about, well, what's interesting, what sounds boring, what sounds too familiar, because I want something that's going to be interesting to the audience, even in between the singing. So to replace the word amazing, how about incredible, or outstanding, remarkable, spectacular, extraordinary, fantastic, brilliant, marvelous, stunning, and impressive? Those are all words that just replace amazing, because everybody says, welcome to the stage, the amazing so-and-so. What about join me in welcoming the incredibly talented blah, blah, blah to the stage? Or let's give a warm round of applause for the one and only blah, blah, blah. Or how about get ready for a truly unforgettable performance by blah, blah, blah. What about please welcome to the stage the sensational, or it's my honor to introduce the talented, the extraordinary, the wonderful, blah, blah, blah. You can string some of them together. What about let's make some noise for the fantastic, blah, blah, blah. Help me bring to the stage the incomparable, blah, blah, blah. I'm thrilled to present the dynamic, blah, blah, blah. Give them a big hand. Prepare to be inspired by the exceptional, blah, blah, blah. Put your hands together for the phenomenal talent of. Okay, so those are just, and again, I just asked it a question. And then I asked it, what are some strategies that you could use? And it came up with a list of things that I think you could think about when introducing someone up to join you or to replace you on the stage. You could tell a story. You could use a musical cue. You could play a snippet from a different song that they were involved in or that they're known for. What if there's a fun fact about them that your audience doesn't know? I've seen a lot of entertainers say, okay, on the count of 3, everybody yell out where you're from. And the whole audience yells out different things and then they respond. What if you used that approach? On the count of 3, everybody shout out a name. And then they all do, and then you just introduce, it gets your audience involved. It's something that helps them not just sit there. You could do an impression. If they're a great guitar player, you could play air guitar. Or what if you wanted to get their instrument for them and you went back and picked up an instrument and you were like, well, here, you really, I'm not going to play this, but I'm going to hand this off to the very talented, the multi-instrumentalist, because if they play more than one, you could say that too. You could, it says movie trailer vibe. In a world where music reigns supreme, one artist rises above the rest. If you are into musical transitions and adding something that really wants to build some suspense, you could do that, and you could do your own voiceover. Um, you could do some sort of superhero entrance faster than a speeding it says faster than a speeding riff. That's kind of cheesy, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's just asking you to think about different things. You could say, behind this curtain, because a lot of times stages do have curtains. Is somebody who's going to blow your minds. Who is it? Let's find out. Come on out and bring them out. Um, you could do a countdown. You're about to experience something unforgettable in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give it up for, you could give the wrong name, which could be funny. What if they have a hidden talent, right? Time traveler. I actually kind of like this one. Straight out of the golden era of music, back when legends were born. Please welcome to the stage our modern legend. You could bring them to the stage. I could tell you all about so-and-so, but honestly, they'll do a much better job. So come on up and, show us who you are. Give it to them to do. You could also do that. You could also quiz the audience on what their favorite food is, or what their favorite class is, or what they do for a hobby, and, have the audience yell something out. Again, these are all just different ways. The grand entrance. Everybody, please stand up. No, just kidding. But I do want you to clap for, again, anything that's different than, especially when you're on your show and you see everybody doing the same thing. Want to welcome to the stage my friend, the amazing, the fantastic. Put a little thought into the intros. Is there something funny? Comedians are great for getting material and taking it. They don't often do music jokes, but sometimes if you watch their sets, you can take what they're doing and adapt it. It's like, oh, I could use that in a way to, introduce this person or introduce this song and make it funny. I spent 5 minutes Googling and I came up with, all these different ways to introduce somebody or the next person on the stage rather than just saying the amazing blah, 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 right? Spend a little time, craft your transitions, think about them, work on them, because you're not just on stage when you're singing, you're on stage when you're speaking, when you're moving. You do not leave the stage until you break the curtains and you are completely outside of the view of the audience. So everything you do is supposed to be part of your entertainment. Work on this part just as much as you work on your actual singing and performance.